Hello, greetings, this is Gilles. I'm called to return to make a video. I'm going to pull a few cards and discuss a few ideas about the spiritual ascension path. For that, I'm going to pull 5 cards with the tarot not of Rumi. I was called to work with the Tarot of Rumi, but I don't have it with me, so I'm working with his disciple of sorts, is Osho. For the past, the distant past, the past, we're coming from is this flowering, for there is a rebirth that is coming, and we've already discovered to be in this lotus flower, the cause and the effect. Where we are now, it's the inner voice, it's the card of intuition, it is the card of the integration of the guidance, it is following the intuition, following the inner guidance. And what is coming up in the near future is the celebration. There are great celebrations to come, and so we stand in gratitude and joy for what is to come. What we're working on now is conditioning. It is deconditioning. It is a lion that grew up with sheep, and he believes he's a sheep. He needs to free himself from the herd, from the sheep mentality, in order to regain his own power. And what will be the result of that freedom is to be able to turn within, to find the ocean of peace within, in order to be free from all the shadows of the outside world. And so this is in a sense what is going on. There is so much good that is coming, for we have to have faith and continue to hold on. For sometimes we wonder, why did we do so wrong to deserve such a hard circumstances? For we've been so faithful in following this higher guidance. And so it is not the time to falter. We have to remain true to ourselves and to understand we're going to move into the threshold. We're going to find the soul resonance, a soul song resonance, and at the portal there is an angel that will assist us in clearing up the remaining obstacle. If only the 1/4 of humanity would believe in this inner in the love of God truly and follow that, everything would change. The world would be free from not one day to the next, but in a couple of weeks and months, the whole world would be free. But there is only a very, very small percentage of people that are following this inner guidance, yet there will be more and more. There is no more need to go back to the past. It is very important to trust that, to allow this to be all forgiven and in the past. We're going to be learning about those very special particles that we have within ourselves. They're not the invisible particle, for they're very small as well, but our third eye will see it. It's called adamantine particle. We have some that has been stored in all of our chakras, and we're going to learn to energize them in order to transform the physical form and to create miracles with just those. They are like they are stardust magic particles that have been given to us in order to transform magically the physical realm. So we're gonna be working on that as we awaken. For we've been sleeping, now we're awakening. For it's far better to go through a slow and steady progress. For the soul wants this very slow and steady progress, when the ego wants a quick pace and then very spectacular event and things. But it's not the path of the soul. So we need to go one step at a time, and all our comfort zones are dysfunctional patterns. Otherwise, we created those comfort zones as dysfunctional patterns. We have to address them, and let the higher self being the director of that process. The higher self, and the higher self is a collective being of sorts, with all our guides and spirit family and the other aspect of our soul, and there are angels there. There is an angel that the Archangel Michael explained the path that we're going to have to go through, and for I trust his teaching, and trust the teaching of the higher planes. So this angel is standing at the threshold, and he will assist us in releasing the old patterns, so that they can be transformed from the diamond core. We have this diamond core, this God cell at the innermost center of ourself, this portal that will lead to our sacred heart, and then we will be able to ignite the Adam Eve Cadman body, the white fire of our Father Mother God, that will lead to the gold, this room where there is the golden sun chamber, and that will create eternal change, because we'll be able to be fully aware and commune with our God parents, our Father Mother God. And so we have to learn to stay within our own center and inside the limitation of the duality of the world. We need mental and emotional discipline and not, otherwise we're going to return to very dense patterns. Yes. Because we're getting ready to open many doors to many other dimensions. But as every time we open a dimension, we're facing new challenges, new aspects. But it is okay. It's a process. We're going one step at a time. And for we have to release all that doesn't serve our highest good. And there are many facets of ourselves that we had to let go, divine facets of ourselves that we had to let go as we descended from dimension to dimension in order to eventually integrate that. So we're going to retrieve those parts of ourselves as we recall this ascension. Retrieve those divine part of ourselves. They will come naturally as because we descended this dimensional spiral. Now we are reclaiming this but then we also have to allow the release of old habits, old beliefs, old things, and many people that are no longer supporting of our returning to the higher planes. And to learn to go back in meditation to those pyramids of light. We have this pyramid of light, and we return there. There is no interference or shadows within those pyramid of light. Once we get the discipline to return there, we can commune with our spirit guides, with the archangels, the angels, the galactic, the ascended master. It is a good place to learn to commune and communicate with a higher self. Sometimes, in order to create this ascension, we have to contradict the habits of society, because that's what we've been doing, following society. But if society was able to free itself from its own habit, we would all be free. So it's not the way. So sometimes we do not know if contradicting the habits of society will free us, but we have to trust to do something different, something new in order. So we're trying all kinds of new things, and with trust, and in hoping that it will lead us to this ascension, to concentrate our thoughts and mind and spiritual energy on the light. And we have to care for the physical body just as much as we cared for the heart and the mind as before. For the physical body, we've been asked to accelerate the frequency of the physical body. Just here to express ideas. Some people are afraid of those new ideas, but there is really nothing to be afraid, because those ideas are pushing their comfort zones away, and but all the dysfunction that they're showing dysfunction, and they do not want to look at those dysfunctions. For in essence, all of the dysfunctions of the world are just illusion, temporary illusion. For only the love of God is the truth, and so all those things they're just illusion. There is no substance in all the sins and all the suffering and all those things, and so we just want to navigate and know the love of God is the only truth, and accept to integrate, to balance out, to heal, to forgive, to continue to work with those processes. For that, we all have a great destiny here to fulfill, but we need to be in our power in order to do that. The highest wisdom is the thinker. The thinker is to find a neutral. Is to find a neutral position in order to observe things, to be able to understand the why, to understand to be able to be logical at times. Sometimes we have to, but still following our intuition, but to have a logical approach. What we need to understand is tic-tac. It is the timeless moment of now, to escape time, to utilize the point of freedom at times, to draw on the energy of timelessness. For me, art has been really good for that, but right now, for a month, I haven't been able to paint. I'm really looking forward to be able to return to creating art. What we need to do is nothing is better than home. It's about getting a taste to feeling good in your skin, to sense a sense of home, to aspire to find the right home, the right environment, and to be happy there. And the outcome is a new life, so it's quite wonderful. There is a new life, a brand new life that is before us, so we have to trust and release as much the resistance as possible to allow those things to happen in our life without the ego being able to interfere with that and create delays. For we descended all from source, and we all had to experience those many spectrum. For the earth is a great melting pot of energy where all the kind of galactic problems are being solved. But we no longer need to look for prediction. We just need to be here and now with ourselves, and mostly when the predictions are cataclysmic. There's a lot of people that are projecting fear into the future in order to keep the control over the program. So there is the Armageddon egregore. There is the great deal of humanity that has been controlled by that is undecided, and then there is the paradise egregore, that is the collective thoughts. So we want to move into this paradise, this freedom, this beauty, this truth, and let go of all create this parallel reality where because the darkness will eventually consume itself into the light, and so we do not want to follow the old scenario of the doom and gloom of the world. And we no longer need to wait for others to reactivate those creator particles, to this creator part of our DNA. Huh? When we are on Arcturus, in Pleiades, in Sirius, in Alpha Centauri, in Antares, in Andromeda, we had those we were really aware of our creator principle, or even before, as we descended from source. But now we need to reactivate those parts of our DNA to really become more, to return to our power. For all the religions were inspired by God to give men some sticks, something to walk by in these times of darkness, the Kali Yuga. But all the great religions have been deformed by the reptilian power in order to make them powerful. So they introduce a lot of cruelty, a lot of fear, a lot of ideas of separation, that God and his messenger are only separated from you and unattainable, when in truth the God cannot be closer to you and can never be separated from you, has never been, and God is only love. Anything that's deformed from that was just a deformation of time in order to create this control, this darker control. Yet it doesn't mean, because even the gods of religion are real beings, but they're loving beings. They're higher. They have realized the unity of all, and they are the unity of all. And you can never be separated from the messengers or from the source. We have to see life as a circle as much as possible, rather than a linear stretch of time, because linear stretch of time will go eternally. But as we move it into a circle, time and space disappear, and we move into this timeless infinity. For God, the symbol of God is the symbol of the sun. It is a circle with a point in the center. From the center, but to realize the completion of cycle, it can be realized just by using the power of the circle. We can also see life as a spiral, an ascending spiral. From when we complete a circle, we are moving into an inner circle, and when the emotional spiral, we feel bad in the emotional level, we say not for us, in the past, and then we breathe and we move back to the upward spiral. The spiral is like channels, so we want to always. We have the power we cannot be going upward and downward in the spiral, so we always want to be in the upward spiral. And we can also see life as a ring, as a tunnel with different rings. Spirit showed me those rings. It's like lifetimes are happening within the rings, and they're like going one after the other. But at the center there is a great void that is similar to the void that surrounds the tunnel. And finally, I also want to say that dolphins and whales are very active participants. You could connect with them telepathically. They're holding the higher frequency of love and joy. They really want to assist humanity, and they're also holding the higher frequency of water. And right now they focalize on the higher fourth dimension, the heavens of heavenly beauty of emotion. For a dolphin is always ecstatic. And they're even willing to give up their physical life to show there is a dysfunction in the treatment of life down here. But we want to connect to them. For Spirit was talking to me about the Caribbean today, so hopefully I'll be able to take some vacation soon. And so I'm going to sing this song. It's a song that came through my mind this morning. I don't know what to sing, but in the morning they send me a song and say, well, I always take it as a sign that if I make a video, that's the one to sing. It's a song from Jimi Hendrix. It's called Angel. Angel came down from heaven yesterday. She stayed with me just long enough to rescue me. And she told me a story yesterday about the love between the moon and a deep blue sea. And she spread a wing high over me, and she say, I shall return tomorrow. And I say, fly on, my sweet angel. Fly on through the sky. Fly on, my sweet angel, tomorrow I should feel you by my side. And sure enough, this morning comes to me, silver-winged silhouette against the glow of a child's sunrise. And as the bluebirds and sparrows envy me, she say, I love you, little boy, and today you shall fly. She kissed me once, and the feeling so good she made me cry. And now we fly together. And I say, fly on, my sweet angel, fly on through the sky, fly on, my sweet angel, together we shall always be alive. Indeed, once we connect to our angel, we realize our eternity. There is no way, and we're free. So it is very much about connecting to the reconnecting, remembering those angelic dimensions. And we're finished with an archangel oracle. It is the 7 of Gabriel. She's actually flying in the sky on a winged horse here. And she said, defend your conviction, your truth, trust. Assert your own place. So although there is fire in the sky, we have to stand firm in our ground and assert our own position within ourselves and to find our place within the world, so we can assist the planet as much as possible. I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and hopefully I will much as I feel like as we remove the resistance, much will be flowing. And so wish you a wonderful day, and I'll come back hopefully to continue those messages. Thank you very much. Namaste.